Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the March 16th, 1985 edition of the Mid South Wrestling Review Series. If you're new here, we've got over 1,000 episodes, both of old school and new school wrestling. Please subscribe, like, comment, and let us know what content you would like to see. Also, please subscribe to my main channel, Golden Opportunities Coaching, if you're looking for life, business, or relationship coaching and entertainment coaching as well, including but not limited to athletes and other, even professional wrestlers. Subscribe over there for more of that information. Anyway, we open with an interesting challenge. Terry Taylor says he's willing to fight anybody for the television title. He's not willing to back down from anybody. Ted DiBiase comes out as the North American champion with the expansion, I guess, of Mid South onto the Superstation and into a more national promotion. DiBiase says he wants to challenge Terry Taylor for the television championship and unify the championships. Meanwhile, there's some interference there. Jake Roberts says that he wants that shot, wants a rematch at the championship. He's going to handle Taylor once and for all at some point. So the 27 pounds of gold, as DiBiase calls it, the television championship is on the line here. And the North American Championship on the line. So the unification of these two championships. I don't know that I fully understand the logic of that in the era at the time. Maybe just one unified world champion is what they're looking for. Both men go around head scissors takeovers by Taylor, and then DiBiase works the arm. Really a good match if you want basic psychology that, just kind of you go with everything from the top wrist locks to the arm bars to the basics of things. DiBiase slides behind. DiBiase has been one of the better heels in the area for a while. DiBiase trying to use leverage to get his advantage, and Taylor wrestles out of it. Taylor has been probably one of the top baby faces in the area for several years at this point, or at least it seems that way. Hard shots by DiBiase takes one into the midsection. DiBiase bails out, tries to slow the match down for a little bit, and then Taylor manages to get pressed back into the corner, and DiBiase sends Taylor into the buckle. Slows the match down with more of a brawling style, which is weird for DiBiase, but at this point, being the heel, he doesn't want to waste any motion in there. Manages to hit a few body slams along the way. And again, the idea of Jake Roberts being an issue could be an issue for Terry Taylor at this point. DiBiase just goes to town, both guys brawling back and forth at this particular juncture. Taylor not exactly happy with his situation. DiBiase brings him back to the middle of the ring. Taylor manages a vertical suplex. Jake Roberts makes his way out, helps DiBiase by putting the foot on the on the bottom rope, and then trips DiBiase himself. Taylor manages to drop kick Roberts off, and then we see a roll up. 1, 2, I believe we get a 3 count, or actually the referee only says 2. Match continues, and Roberts gets sent to the floor. Second referee out. Taylor runs headlong into Roberts and almost knocks himself out. Flying forearm by Taylor, 1, 2, and 3. We have a new unified champion. Taylor bails out right as Roberts comes in. And obviously Terry Taylor kind of hits the pinnacle of Mid-South after quite a while of wrestling that. Then, meanwhile, Steve Miller and Kamala are in an enhancement match here. I don't quite know why, after putting Kamala in more competitive matches, they've taken him back to enhancements. Maybe it's the fact that you can't do a lot with Kamala in big matches for extended periods of time. Anyway, punch, kick, choke, and splashes from Kamala. Kamala tries to go to the top rope on the inside. The referee calls that as a disqualification because top rope moves are illegal, but the idea is is that they're getting Kamala over as very, very dangerous. Then we move to the Barbarian, probably having his biggest challenge thus far, one could easily assume. That is a match with Iceman King Parsons, Barbarian, only a few weeks into the territory and already facing a guy like Parsons. You can see that they're pushing him really, really hard, and that's there as a reminder of that push. Meanwhile, we get, really a good crowd reaction as it relates to Parsons. Parsons, a Mid South guy, kind of becoming more known in a world class guy, kind of becoming more known in the Mid South, and endorsements from Terry Taylor and the like help with that. Meanwhile, Barbarian using some brawling tactics, not a big surprise there. Barbarian again endorsed and managed by Skandar Akbar, and Akbar with his cane or whatever at ringside. Barbarian kind of hooking him up, holding him in place there. Bear hug by the Barbarian, not a big surprise there either. And hits a few shots along the way. Barbarian for the first time having to do a little bit of selling, but not much. Doesn't he's not bouncing all over the place by any stretch of the imagination, but he does register that he gets hit a few times. I don't even think he doesn't leave his feet for the beginning of the match. We do see a elbow drop by the Barbarian. Parsons sends himself into the buckle. Barbarian moves out of the way, and then we see a full Nelson by the Barbarian. Barbarian shows amazing strength and actually almost tries to get an elevated nature to the full Nelson. Parsons tries to get things going his way, and Parsons not able to defend himself. Referee stops it on account of that. And then we see Victory and Hercules against Armstrong and Pritchard in a tag team match there. Interesting deal there, as Jack Victory hasn't really found his way. Tom Pritchard has not really found his way either. So kind of a thrown together match. We've seen Jack Victory over the last several years. Brad Armstrong, obviously a former North American champion, short term. He and Pritchard could be a good babyface tag team alternative. Pritchard with an armbar down into the hammerlock. Hercules comes in, gets beat up a little bit. The steam has been taken off of Hercules by far. I mean, you can put him in good matches, but it's not like you expect him to be a champion like he was tag team champion not too terribly long ago. Inverted backbreaker by Armstrong. Armstrong manages to get several high impact maneuvers, including arm drags, arm bars, and the like. Tag off to Pritchard, and then a tag off equally to Jack Victory. Pritchard tries to come back with the go arounds, and we see Armstrong managing to take over his adversary a little bit here. Doesn't get everything he wants out of that by any stretch of the imagination. Tom Pritchard comes back in, gets cut off by Jack Victory. Victory is frustrated. He tags back to Hercules. Hercules and Pritchard are in there. Hercules uses power to get an advantage. Tag back off to Jack Victory. Jack Victory hits some back elbows. Interesting team of Hercules and Pritchard in the Hercules and Victory, in the sense that Victory can kind of do the wrestling related stuff. Hercules can do the power related stuff. Interested to see going forward into the spring if that team continues or if this is just a one-off. Match is really good, worth going out of your way to see. Enziguri by Pritchard, tag off to Armstrong. Armstrong with the three-quarter roll-up and gets the victory. Then we go to, I believe, the world-class world champion at the time, Chris Adams, Chris Adams holding on to that belt and actually coming in, I believe, as the champion against Tim Horner. I like interpromotional stuff in the regard that it makes what they're doing seem more important. Horner, of course, has been a babyface in the area for a while. Horner, of course, is without a doubt a guy who's well respected by the fans. Meanwhile, Adams, in this area, not as well known. He does end up coming here a little later. Cheap shots and punches and kicks by Adams. Adams certainly the heel in this particular context. The referee trying to back him off, but not getting anywhere. Leaping clothesline by Adams, and Adams dominates the match, holding down Horner as best he can. Reverse chin locks, trying to keep Horner on the canvas as much as possible. Um, kind of gets the blood pumping, so to speak, and um, Adams is a guy who has been bouncing all over the place for the Von Erichs for the last several little while. Obviously, I think this is actually Mid South / UWF is where when world class kind of starts to slow down. I believe that's where Adams goes for a bit. Probably within about a year, maybe something like that. Adams though manages to hit a tombstone pile driver modified. It's pretty vicious looking to look at it, and then he kind of does a cartwheel type tumbling routine sort of maneuver. Goes to the outside, does not get the second rope move he's looking for. Back leg trip by Adams. Adams does a lot of gloating, does a lot of posturing, and then manages to wait just long enough. Gets the super kick off 1, 2, 3, and Chris Adams looks like $1,000,000 here. Then we go to our main event, mainly because of who's in it in the regard of the baby faces. Not the Golden Terror and Steve Bryson, but the Rock and Roll Express returning to the area. Again, your tag team champions, Rock and Roll Express. They are not guys who necessarily have main challengers at the moment. I believe that changes this week or next week. Their next kind of angle begins. I think it might be next week because they've only got 3 or 4 minutes left here. Meanwhile, Robert Gibson kind of controlling Bryson. Pretty early, Bryson misses a knee in the corner, doesn't end well for him. Tag off to Ricky Morton. Morton slows the match down, and then the Golden Terror comes in. Who dresses him? I have no idea. Green and gold do not go together. Tag off to Gibson. Double drop kick by the champions, and a successful victory for the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. We'll be back with more right after this.